Hello everybody, hi, I'm Joel, Daily Property Chef. Okay, so let's look at the title again. Should you cash out on your property in this bull market? Okay, so I believe over the last 2 years, right, we've seen, in fact, everybody can see that the property market, not only was it holding steadily throughout the pandemic, the price actually fell at the initial, then went up. Okay, and throughout this whole 2 years, right, I've always been cautioning everybody about prudency. Okay, I've also shared with a lot of you about my ACE prudency test. But today we cut to the chase. We'll talk about something very, very simple. Okay, so should you cash out on your property in this bull market? Okay, so first and foremost, as I always say, right, facts and figures will never lie. Facts and figures will never lie. Let's have a look at how the market is actually performing. So what I have over here, right? This is H prop. Okay, so in one of the research functions, right, we can actually see the property market trend. Okay, so what will happen is I will show you all, okay, we don't care about the property type. I will do a breakdown. Okay, I'll do a breakdown of how the property market has been doing for the different sectors. Okay, very clear cut. So we have a look at first whole Singapore. Okay, all district. Okay, we look at all property type. So over the last few years, right? Over the last few years, let's do a yearly chart. Okay, yearly chart, because the monthly chart, there is all these new launch. There may be prices that is affected by new launches. We don't look at that. Okay, we just look at over the last few years. Okay, so from 2015 till 2022. Okay, ignore the last part because the last part, why? The whole year has not ended yet. Okay, the whole year has not ended yet. So we ignore that part. For 2020 and 2021, right? You can see, in fact, for the last few years, property trend steadily going up. And amazingly, in 2020, the price spiked up. Okay, the price spiked up. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look based on monthly for 2020. What happened? Okay, so I believe you can go shorter. Let's just go to yes, the last few months. Okay, so you can see for 2020, right? After May, May was roughly around the time when we had our first circuit breaker, and then it was extended. There was a drop, and then it steadily went back up again. Okay, so this is, you can see based on new sale, sub sale, and resale. Okay, mainly is resale. Mainly is resale. Okay, so now let's look at the individual sectors. Individual sectors. Okay, so let's first look at the condos. Okay, oh sorry, not all type. All the apartment condos. Okay, trend. Let's just look at yearly but else we will never be able to finish. Okay, this is just a very short one. Okay, based on yearly, right? See uptrend uptrend all the way HDB most of Singaporeans actually stay in HDB flat or owns a HDB flat. Let's look at how amazing HDB was performing over the last few years, as in particularly the last two. You can see there was a huge jump to now it's still on uptrend. Then of course, not forgetting, let's look at the landed. Landed is spectacular. I mean, if for those of you who are in market looking at landed properties, right, you all will know your budget 2 years ago, right, cannot get you anything now. Okay, cannot get you anything now. Really cannot get anything now. It's crazily high. Even the volume, all this, right? You see, even the resale units are 3,403 3 units. That is just crazy. Based on last year's transaction alone. This year itself, right, there's already 619 units. This includes, right? All landed properties, including the cluster housing. Okay, including cluster housing, which is found in a lot of new launches now. Then last but not least, let's have a look at by right, all these should be affected, commercial and industrial. Okay, the commercial and industrial buildings. In fact, there in the Sam was mentioning about this a few days back, and somebody actually thinks that it is a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy to be looking at commercial property. Okay, so just to share with you, okay, it was plunging from 2018 down, and then now there's signs of recovery over the last 2 years. Okay, so why am I sharing all this with you? Because in a nutshell, right, we come back to our main topic today. Okay, what's my main topic again? Should you cash out on your property in this bull market? Okay, should you be cashing out on your property in this bull market? I will tell you honestly, if you are cashing out on your investments, right, why not? Seriously, why not? I mean, with the growth, right, and honestly speaking, we all know, I mean, for agents who are experienced, for investors who are experienced, we know that this hike is a bit induced by the situation, by the current situation. Okay, is there really such a demand? Well, the houses, the properties are being bought up. I won't say that the demand is fake, because ultimately, people are buying one. But is it more of a need or want? We have to ask ourselves this, because honestly speaking, you can see on the papers, right? These 2 years, or people rushing in to buy, prices breaking month after month, breaking record. How many is really demand? Even this year alone, right? You will see that prices are still going up, slowing down, but still going up. But the sales volume has been declining already. My number one question is this: there's still so many buyers, okay, with so many units being bought up the last 2 years. There's still so many buyers. Okay, then secondly, as you all know, 15th of December last year, there's another round of cooling measures. So if you were to ask me, right, I won't be looking at purchasing additional residential property, okay, unless I'm still a brand new name, unless you go for decoupling, or one that was clamped down recently was buying through trust also, because a lot of investors, right, they have this interesting thinking that they can buy using their children's name under trust, okay, but they may be able to do some hocus pocus with it, right? Sorry, in my last Facebook live, I already told you guys, buying under trust still can, okay, but government requires you to pay a 35% additional buyer stamp duty, and if you have proven, right, that this is really bought for legacy planning, you can claim back, you can do remission. But if it's found out that you bought with terms and conditions for this trust, right, which means to say that your child, the person under the trust, may not be benefiting from it, right? If there is doubts that the person will not be the sole beneficiary, or the so-called owners, right, underage owners are not the sole beneficiary of this purchase, you may not be able to claim back your remission. Okay, so with all this, right? So how many buyers are still there? This is the interesting part. This is the interesting part. There are still genuine buyers, but are they still willing to fork out the pricing that owners wants? This one we don't know. Okay, I think we still need another 2-3 months to monitor. But if you ask me, I think there's going to be a slight correction. There will definitely be a slight correction. Not a drop, definitely not a plunge, you know, it will never be a plunge. But there should be some slight correction, especially to owners' expectation. And with regards to the question, right? Okay, I like to emphasize on this thing. Should you cash out on your property in this bull market? If it's an investment property, why not? If it's an investment property, why not? But if it is your matrimonial home, if it is your home, then I beg you all to think twice or thrice. Why? Because there's always this issue. Today, if you are selling at a good price, right? Unless you tell me that after selling, you don't need to buy another place to stay. Okay, that means to say, right? That means to say, if today you do not need to buy another place to stay, after this sales, good for you. But if today you need to sell and then buy again, I will be telling you this. I'll be sharing this with you. I've done a lot of transactions during the last 2 years. Buying and selling and buying. That means upgrading usually is upgrading or right sizing of their homes is getting tougher and tougher to find a good buy nowadays. It's not impossible. I'm still helping a lot of buyers, but I can tell you a lot of owners' expectations. Well, today when I'm a seller myself, right? Of course, I hope to hit the highest price possible. Then especially when the market is so bullish. But you must realize one thing. You sell high, usually you also buy high. Okay. And a lot of times, right? I mean, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of times, right? Some will sell off their matrimonial home and then start to go, may want to consider buying a new launch. I'm not saying that is wrong, okay? It really, as I always emphasize, is about the entry price. No matter new launch, resale, 99 years or freehold, 999, I don't care. The end is always about the entry price. So today, if you cannot guarantee, right, that you buy or you are unable to ensure that you are buying something with a good entry price, right? How are you going to be able to comfortably sell off your property? Or if you do not have another lodging, okay, example, today you can sell off your property at a very, very good price, but in the end, you cannot get lodging. Okay, and then you need to rent. I can tell you guys, rental is not coming down. Rental is still as crazy as ever. So imagine you sell high, you go and rent first, then after that, all your profit becomes rental, becomes the installment for the landlord. Okay, helps the landlord to pay the installment. Then why do you sell in the first place? So for those of you who are thinking of cashing out on your property, please think properly. If it is your home, I urge you all at least go talk to someone who can help you plan. Or for my case, I always go through the ACE prudency test, my ACID framework for my customers to ensure that they are really being brought to a better position. If today, right, you sell high, then in the end, you cannot buy something at a proper entry price, and you cannot get a value buy. Then why are you selling? Okay, so please, property is a very, very expensive. If bought correctly, is an asset. If you buy wrongly, it will be the biggest liability you ever seen in your whole life. Okay, so with this, I urge all of you, think carefully before you make any property decisions. Can you cash out on investment property? If you can fetch a good price, why not? But if you are selling your home, again, I say think twice or thrice, okay? Because if you cannot get a good house after this, then what's the point? What's the point? Okay. So thank you so much for watching this. Daily Property Chef here. I'm Joel. Let's make you do well. Bye-bye.